Your happiness lies right here. See what the Lord has. The Bible says that they came out from us, that it may be made manifest that they were not of us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. I hope you are all okay, and I hope you're still living to your best. There is nobody who holds your happiness. Your happiness lies right here. Yes, it lies right here. It's in your hands. Support the space. We need you in this space to support the space. And don't forget to like and to comment as you subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Today we are going to talk about the different key steps that will help you go through separation or divorce. But I need to put a disclaimer to this, that some of these steps may not work for you, but at least one or two of them may work for you. So it's really up to you to choose what will work best for you in your situation. And again, I need you to know that for you to move on, it's entirely dependent on you. Nobody is going to come and take off that pain. But of course, sometimes talking to someone may really help. Maroon, I love maroon. It really blends so well with my skin, and I really love it. It's my favorite color. If one day you think of buying me a gift, please. That was a joke. Of course, I love maroon, but like I told you, I try not to be so serious with this life. So forgive me if I crack a joke in between. Jokes are good, so don't take life seriously. I mean, no one is going to make it alive out of this life, so take it easy on yourself. And to begin with, I want to start with a Bible verse. Whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, or any other religious denomination, this is a universal verse. I believe it will really work for you. I need us to start with, what we waited for has come to pass. See what the Lord has done. The Bible says that they came out from us, that it may be made manifest that they were not of us. For had they been of us, no doubt, they would have continued with us. So you see, that is from 1 John chapter 2, verses 19. You can go and read the entire verse for yourself. So you see, if this person who left you was meant to stay with you, then they wouldn't have left. It means their time was up in your life. When someone's time in your life is up, there is really nothing you can do about it. So I hope that brings some light to whatever you're going through right now. And then I request if you have any comment to help someone who is going through a heartbreak out there, please do not hesitate to drop it in the comment. Let it help someone out there. So I need you to know that what I talk about in my videos is out of experience. I may look young to you, but I think age doesn't count when it comes to giving someone a tip or a piece of advice. You get? So I speak from a place of experience. I need us to touch base together on these steps to handling divorce. And I really need you to take it seriously. I want to repeat this again. The other person doesn't really care. All they want to do is move on with their lives. Imagine getting traumatized and depressed, and then you die because of worrying about someone who doesn't even care. Imagine you have kids. I'm going to talk from a female perspective. As a woman, me going through trauma, who will take care of my children? I'm sorry to say, I don't mean to go against anybody. In Africa, the realest family children have is with their mothers. That is the realest, the most real family children have. It's with their mothers. So if you are a woman and you're listening to me right now and you're going through something and you have kids, you better pick up those pieces and take care of yourself. Or if you are also single, when I say single, I mean without kids. I also need you to know that nobody really cares. It's all up to you. So let's dive into the steps together. Okay? But I need you to know that one day you're going to tell your story with laughter. You may be telling your story right now with so much pain, but one day. Number one, celebrate your marriage. Celebrate that relationship. Celebration. Celebrate it. I know you might be telling yourself, is she crazy? No, I am not crazy. Much as you may want to hate that relationship, it's also good to have a celebration of it to start with. What were some of those things you really, really admired about them that made you to fall in love with them? As you celebrate your marriage, it really helps you to accept the truth. It helps you to accept that this is gone, like you've lost it. You have lost the relationship. The loss can never be on you, okay? I know most times we want to hate. We really, really want to hate because this person frustrated us. But where will that hate take you? The more you hate, the more pain you inflict on yourself. Hatred you're carrying within you is hurting you. It's not hurting the other person. That hate is nothing. Just let it go. Let's celebrate the marriage. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is this thing that you really loved about this person? You can actually write down. Writing it down will help you even understand it better. With honesty. You're doing this for you. I know it may be difficult for you, but you have to do it. It's the only way to let them go. Because you cannot cling onto something that is not working anymore. I am not here to preach about divorce, like people should separate now, but when it's not working, it's not working. And I must say that you are going through divorce in the most natural way. I don't like it when people pretend that I am okay. Oh my God. If you want to cry, cry. But don't hurt yourself. It's not good to pretend that you are okay when you're not okay. Let the pain take its toll on you. You know why? Because once you're over that pain, oh my God, oh my goodness, you will not believe it was you went through all that. But don't hurt yourself. You can choose to cry. But let me tell you, for me, crying really, really helps me. Oh my God. I love crying out, like crying out aloud, crying out my pain. I lock myself in my house and then cry as loud as I can. I play some music to go along with the cry. I don't mean to say to go along with the rhythm. There is no rhythm in crying. No, I don't mean it that way. So that people out don't get distracted. I don't want people asking, hey, Chichi, what is the... No. So when I cry out my heart, it really, really works for me. I would rather go through the steps organically. You can actually write it down. In my case, I wrote this down. See? All this. Writing down helps a lot. It helps you in the process of healing. Write down genuinely, what is it that you loved about this person? I don't like to blame the other person normally entirely, like totally trash them off. No. Somehow there was something good about them that you really loved. This may be at the initial stages of the relationship, so write that down. We are celebrating the marriage before we finally let it go. Celebrating the marriage. What is that thing that you really admired about your ex-spouse? Maybe they were this person who would not talk trash about you. Maybe, I don't know, you know it yourself. So what are some of those things you really, really admired about them? Pen it down. We are on the process. Pen it down. You can even do it with your tears rolling. It is okay. It's okay. It will be okay. You will be fine. You will be fine, I'm telling you. You will be fine. It's just a matter of time before you let it go. Talk about what it was about your spouse that made you feel complete. In between this process of separation and divorce, there might be nothing nice to say about them. Let's look at the initial stages of the relationship, or pre-divorce separation. What were some of those things that you really admired about them? Genuinely talking to yourself. We are not doing this to get back to this person. We are doing this to let it go. We are having a one-off thought about them. One-off thought. And do it properly. Do it very well. Even if you want to smile, smile. Smile. Let it go. Maybe they knew when you were happy and unhappy. What time to approach you in terms of a conflict. So it's really up to you. What did you like about yourself when you were with your spouse, ex-partner, whichever way you want to call it? What are some of those things you admired about yourself? Now, this will bring us to you thinking you cannot do without the other person. There are people who really feel like if the other person left them, their whole world will crash. I remember that's how I felt in my... Oh my God, you think you're going to die if the other person leaves you? Who told you that? How are you going to love another person if you don't show yourself love first? You are the first person to be loved. Love yourself before you extend it to another person. So talk about it. Talk about it. Write it down. Write about you thinking you cannot do without the other person. Yes, I am quarreling. This is you thinking you cannot do without the other person, but it's okay. Write it down. What are some of those things you really admired about yourself when you were with the other person? Giving you the need to do something, is that it? Write it down. I want this to be clear. I am not criticizing you because one time I felt that way. We are in the process of letting it go. The way they engaged with you in terms of pushing you to bring out the best in you, is that what you loved about them? Write it down. Genuinely, let the tears drop. It is okay. It will all go soon. In what ways did your spouse know you and understood? Oh my God, why am I saying spouse? Ex-spouse. In what ways did this ex-spouse know you better than anyone else? Is it the way they approached situations with you? Is it them knowing when you're happy or unhappy? Is that it? Is it them knowing when you want to say something? There are times you'll be like, honey, you know you really, really look so good. This is love bombing. You know you really, really look so good. Then the other person is like, oh, thank you. You really look good, you know that. Then the other person will be like, what is it? What have you done this time? Tell me, go straight. What is it? You know, like you really feel this person knows, like they know when you're up to something. Okay? What will you miss the most about your ex-spouse now that you are no longer together? What will you miss about them? It is okay to miss somebody, but it's really, really okay. Like I said, don't pretend to yourself. What is it you'll miss about them? Write it down. Will you miss someone to talk to? Will you miss someone to tell how your day was at work? Will you miss the way you used to joke with each other? What is it that you will miss about them? Now that you're done with the celebration, I want to assume we're on the same page. Now, mourn it. Mourn it like you're mourning the death of someone close to you. When we embark on the journey of marriage or a relationship, it is dearest to us. Divorce is like the death of that dear one. The pain is so sharp. So mourn it. Scream out your heart. Like I told you, do whatever it takes to take out the pain. Like I said, it varies from person to person. Do what really works for you. But don't hurt yourself in the process. Sometimes when someone comes to me to have a discussion in relation to their relationship and they begin crying, I don't stop them. You don't stop them. Let them cry. Let them cry as it helps them get over the pain. Are you done mourning? Mourn. If you still need more time, it's okay. Mourn. It's for the best. That sound of your voice, the cry of your voice, it will never come out again. Because you're doing it genuinely and you're letting it go. You're letting the pain go. Now, what else? Accept that it has ended and you have to move on with your life. Okay? At this point, it's time to give it up as gracefully and as quickly as possible. Let it go. Tell your friends about it. Tell them what has happened. Tell them it's over. In my experience, by the time somebody begins talking about what is happening in their relationship, it means they are getting over it. So tell your friends about it. Tell your relatives about it. Tell your family about it. That is you letting it go. Stop fighting your ex-spouse. Stop fighting him. Stop fighting her. Let them go. Some people will want to send hurtful messages. How could you do this to me? It's not worth it. Stop fighting them. Let them be. You're doing it for you and not for them. Even if they sent you a really, really painful text, I think at this point you even have to block all contact. Block all contact in a way that they cannot contact you. And totally, you can also not contact them. On your side, it's up to you. On the other side, you have the power. You block it off. Their story in your life has ended. Give up responsibility of your spouse. Like the relationship has ended. Then there are these people who will want to call you and tell you what's going on the other side. And maybe they have not coped with a separation or with a divorce. They tell you, oh, if you see him these days. I'm talking from a female perspective, but this video is for all of us to learn, so don't get me wrong. So, for example, someone can say, if you see him these days, oh my God, he has resorted into drinking. And then because you're Mother Mary, you want to call and find out. You want to call and ask them, scold them, ask them why are they drinking. You know, it's not okay. And things didn't work out between us, but you don't have to do this to yourself. That's not your work anymore. It's not your responsibility. Let them deal with themselves. Deal with your healing. Deal with yourself. That's not up to you anymore. So let it be. As you give up responsibility of your spouse, also give up your spouse's responsibility for you. Don't let them call you to check on you. If they really, really cared about you, they wouldn't have made what happened to happen. So don't entertain that nonsense. Hey, is it, how are you? I really loved you. I just called to check how you're coping. What is that? Block them. Deal with it yourself. Deal with the pain yourself. Okay? Set some goals. They can be long-term. They can be short-term. But set achievable goals. Something that you can do for yourself. Something that you can achieve in a short run. What are some of those things? What is that thing that you can really, really do for yourself and achieve it in the shortest run? But again, as you do this, don't put yourself on pressure. Don't pressure yourself. Let your body heal naturally. Again, don't pretend it's okay. Don't, never try that. It's so disastrous later. The comeback is terrible and you will not like it. So don't pressure yourself. Take one day at a time. What are some of these goals that you can do and achieve them within the shortest time? Or they can be long-term. It will actually help you to focus on them more. Clarify who you are without your spouse. Now that I am single, what kind of a person do I want to be? What do I want for myself? Remember, before it was we, but now it is I. It's you. You are on your own. Life must move on. Stop existing and start living. Get out of that bed. It's time to move on. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to reinvent yourself, to focus, to do something that you always wanted to do. Learn a new activity. Like I said, this is a time for you to reinvent yourself. Something that will keep your mind busy and active. For example, baking. Like, do something that will keep you busy. Do something new that you don't know. In time to come, you will carve a new life for yourself. Hugs. Cheers. Bye.